Hi everyone, I am development. Okay, we also go live yesterday, but due to a bad internet connection, the streaming got disturbed and it's disconnected. And I just streaming almost more than hour, but this live is only on 2 minutes. So that's why I'm just go live again and just in this session we have doing the things so fast. Okay, because we have already wasted a lot of time today because that's like the- I'm little yeah, so that's why I'm not able to do streaming yesterday along with that today, but just like why I'm making an excuses. So just I'm here. Okay, so before go live, we just make sure is our internet connection is correct or not. Hi everyone, I am back again to revise development. Okay, we also go live. We also go live yesterday, but okay. So now it's time to go. It's time to revise. Okay. So now just hide this tab and just open the page. Okay. So now first thing we have to cross all these tabs and go to our backend folder. Okay. And just run the command npm run dev and our server is running successfully. And here we can just refresh it and our this route is working perfectly. Okay, now let's move to the our file. Okay, here is our roots and here where is our controller. Okay, that is an auth controller. Okay, that's it. Okay, right now we have just only need these two root. Okay, to set up our login page. Okay, so let's start. Okay, so let's before we just start the streaming, first thing we have to understand how the things gonna work in that particular code. Okay, so we jump to the another thing. If the internet connection is stable and my voice is clear to everyone, just comment down something. So I will. So is that the password that will be stored in a database collection document. So we just open the document and here we just first thing we have to just need to create a 2 to 3 user and then we perform a login operation on that. Okay, so we just refresh it and check how many data we have in how many collections we have in that particular document. Okay, so here we have just see that there are two. First thing we have to just select these two alls and delete. Okay, so we just delete two documents. Okay, and here we can refresh it and check its the data is successfully its document is successfully deleted from the database or not. So here we can see that data is successfully deleted. So now we just simply go on root controller and just create an another user. Okay, so we so that's so we can perform the operation of that code. So we just simply go on our Thunder client and just go on root number port number 8000 and here we just sign up. So we just go and go on our sign up route and just write the details here. So first thing we have to write the first name. We have used the camel case for not format. Okay, so we just write the first name and just write the Naman. Okay, and the last name is should be okay, and just write the username. We already assigned this schema in our database. Okay, so if you don't know this, the first thing you need to just understand how to create a schema in MongoDB. Okay, in Mongos, and the username should be a Naman, just Naman and Naman करके ठीक है, and a password should be a Naman 1234. Okay, and we just write down all the necessary things that we have actually need to create our user. So here an email now. So here you can see that we have successfully done it. And whenever we just click on send button, and you can see that a user created successfully, and we just simply refresh it. And it's and here we can see that our data is successfully showing in the document as a document format in database. Okay, now we just create an another user, so we can perform multiple operations now. So I think we have to create two and three another. Just create again. I need a data. If anyone has replies, just write down your write down your name, and I just create a user of your name. I think I should cut this tab. So just write down a Naman. So just code codex, and surname should be a num, and a username is codexnam, and password should be a codexnam 1234. Okay, and Gmail should be a codexnum and 123, and just create another account. This user is also created successfully. Now just create another third. We have just write the iron, and here is man, and username is iron man, and email should and password should be a iron man 1234. Okay, and email is a ironman@gmail.com, and just create and send. And this account is and this user is also created. Now just refresh it. So I created three document. Okay, so here we can see that we have our three documents successfully created. Okay, now just go on auth controller, and here we can just set up our login route. Okay, so we just simply write a login and let email and password. So what we do in that particular, we just remove this part, and here you can see that we have just entered our email and password. Okay, and we can access the user with the help of these two things. Okay, so now we just write and let email and password. It is in constructor. It's not a constructor, it's a destructor that will just taking a two argument with using a single object. Okay, and request dot body, at whatever way our user write in that particular login route, it will be stored in that email and password. Okay, and first thing we have to check the email. If the email is founded, then we jump to the another thing, and that is the password. Okay, so we just create an exist user variable where we just check assign the email, and it is in find one method that will be provided by our Mongos, that will be used to check the document one by one. Okay, so if we just simply use a user, it is in our schema name and a model, and we just simply write the dot and find one and just pass the email there. Okay, if user found anything, okay, if a user find email, that would be a user entered in that particular variable. Hey, so if they find it, they just come to existing user, and if it's founded, we just simply go on to another. If not, we just simply return user does not exist. And the next, we check if a user founded, if we have found the email address is entered in that document, so that's mean a user is already have an account. So we move to the next thing and we check the password. And here you can see that the password of an Iron Man should be a $2 because it will be encrypted. So if a user enter that password and I will compare it with that particular password, it should be never match because it is an encrypt password. The first thing, we have to convert that bcrypt password into an original password that entered by a user. So just create a match variable, match pw and await a bcrypt.compare. Okay, a bcrypt.compare is a method that just simply write a password. Password is just like you can see that we have write the password in there. Okay, so this password, so the value of this and password will be stored in that password, and existing password is just like this password. Okay, and we use the compare. This is compared with the original password to the existing password, and it will convert into an bcrypt, and then it compare to. If they match, return that user entered incorrect password. Okay, if the password is doesn't match, they just simply write a user entered incorrect password. If password match, so that's mean a user is successfully login account. But before login it, we just need to create generate a token. So if whenever a user just login it, it will generate a token. Okay, so we just simply create a token that is a cookie's name, and just like write down a try catch method because if there is so many chances it should be give an error. Okay, so we just simply write a token and generate token. Generate token is nothing, we have just simply assign this function in that particular code. Okay, if you understand it, just bro, I am a merge stack developer and currently I am revising entire merge stack. And right now, this is revision session. We have just simply created a backend setup how a user can register, log in, and log out. Okay, did you understand it, bro? If anyone from you who's learning the merge stack and already a merge developer, just write down something because I am also in learning merge stack in 2026. Okay. So we have just successfully, you can see that it we have just already created a function generate token that will be just simply take an ID from a user and generate it token. JWT dot sign is a function that just take a ID from there, and process.env is the secret key that will we have stored in our environment dot file, and expiry dot in is nothing, is just like you have to just how much time you want a user can access in a browser without login. So you just set expire time. So if the time was completed, a user can a cookies will uh, destroy and delete it from that token will be terminated and user need to log in again. Okay, that's it. Error exist user dot id. Okay, catch dot error, and if is any error, they just simply print down error here. Okay, and the next is just you have can see that why should we write this thing in that particular. Okay, so this is a try of this catch. Okay, and it is an responses of okay, so it is an first thing that is a this try. Okay, and that is in catch. So we just simply write and message out internal error. And here if we our user entered a correct password, okay, if a user entered a correct password and correct Gmail ID, they just simply generate a token. Okay, so http true, http only true is only when a user just check uh cookies matlab is just like a server in a production phase. Okay, if a server is not secure, it will not pass the token value to the cookies. Okay, that's it. And here we can see that we just write a secure dot process dot env dot node environment is equal to production. That's mean they just pass the token to the cookies only if have server is in production phase. Okay, but right now it is in a development phase. So whenever we just run this code, it will be converted into a production phase. Okay, and same site state, that's mean a user can only access and log in, and the token will be passed to the same user only if they are in website. If they are not, it will be expired automatically. Okay, and max age is just also working like how much time you need, you want to just user can expire and destroy the token. Okay, that's it. And now we have just write down to print it. We should, I think, and the next is we should just need to print a user. Okay, a login. So just simply go, so just check it and understand it थोड़ा, and फिर हम करेंगे write code. Okay, so here you can see that a message dot user login of first user is exist dot user. So we just write a return response dot status. ठीक है, status should be a, if your user login successfully, we just simply write 202, because 201 is all used for created, and I'm not sure we use the 202 for log successful login. We just write it. So you do actually, you can't, if you don't add this thing, the code is also working properly. And now just need to pass the JSON data here, and we just simply pass the user. Okay, and user should be first thing we have to just pass the message. A message should be a user login successfully. Okay, and the next we have pass a name, a first name of a user. Okay, so we just pass the first name. A first name should be a exist user. Now should we, I think we use the exist user first name, है ना? We just use the exist user dot first name, and last name we simply use the exist user dot last name. Okay, and a username, exist user dot username. Okay, and we have to pass the email. Email should be a exist user dot email. And the next is, actually we have only need a first name, last name, username, and email. We don't need to print the password. Okay, so let's access our user. So first thing we have, go to our login route. Okay, so we also understand it how to create a sign up route, and now we have just run it a login route and check it's working properly or not. Bro, you say the voice is too low. Okay, bro, because I use the headphone and I don't think it is a good thing. I just can't afford the mic yet. So is now my voice is okay? If yes, just write down, or yes and no. Why are you coding, not using AI to write it? As a coder, you give idea and read it, debug the code after writing. Ah, bro, we can write it, debug. Yes, you are correct, Suraj. But the thing is, if I don't know how the fundamental things work, so how we can just do it, है ना? Just like कि देखो, debug भी वही कर सकता है जिसको पता है कि एक्चुअली में कोड लिखा क्या है. So as I'm learning, so I think in starting I think avoiding AI is best option for me. मैं जस्ट लाइक कि यार ये माइक यहाँ पे है, तो इसको यहाँ पे रखूँ कि एडजस्ट कैसे करूँ मैं इसको. वॉइस तो अभी भी आ रही होगी, या तो मुझे थोड़ा थोड़ा जोर से बोलना पड़ेगा, तो मेरा गला सूख जाएगा. तो थोड़ा लास्ट फिल्म में किया था तो जस्ट लाइक वॉइस क्लियर थी, है ना? Okay, so now the voice is good. Now just go on this particular route and now just check our login route. Okay, so we just simply entered a wrong password. Okay, and wrong email. ठीक है, we don't enter, we just simply remove the m from there and a 123 from there, and we just click on send button, and here we can see a user does not exist. User does not exist because whenever we just send it, auth controller, we just simply go on to the find one and check the email address, and here we can check all the email address. Here we can see that naman at the rate gmail.com and codexnam at the gmail.com and iron dot at the gmail.com. But in that code we have just passed the dot com, so it's not founded. So just simply said a user doesn't exist. But if we just enter it dot com and then we send it to again, it will be show that a user entered incorrect password. That's mean our collection will find that our email is registered. They will check that email is passing. They will check the iron man at the gmail.com is finded in that document. So Jesus simply said, I can. They just don't give an error on the basis of your Gmail. They give an error because your password is incorrect. So you just simply write the one, two, and then you send it again. They, if you still face an error, because the password is not one, two, the password is 1, 2, 3, 4. So we just write 1, 2 and 3, 4 and just send it to again. And here we can see that it will be show a token is not defined. So we have got an error. So first thing, let's fix it and check why it's given error. So I think we should need to write a await there because it will take a time to generate a code. And now just click and again, and it's instant error. So let's go on with controller. I think you said. Mm-hmm. Bro, your advice is correct, guys. कुछ जुगाड़ लेना पड़ेगा, अगली बार से लगता है ऐसे तो काम नहीं चलेगा. सो नाउ इस वॉइस इज क्लियर. सूरज भाई क्या एडवाइस दिया बाकी तुमने? Is now my voice is clear? Because I just see that now. Okay, okay. It's okay, just thumbs up and just say yes and no. Okay, the way you are old way of coding today, you need to write a track of code, design your PRD, define text stack, page structure, get template, MVP designed by AI, and improve it as per your need. Okay. Bro, currently I don't know how to build an entire full stack project with the help of using an AI, because I use the Lovable and Bolt to build a web application, but sometimes it's give an error and problem, and I just facing issue because I am not good at TypeScript yet, and it's created a most of the product using Next.js. Okay, so whenever just I complete, okay, भाई देखो, भाई ऐसे ही गर्लफ्रेंड से बात किया करता था. अभी मैं सोचूं भाई कि तुम इतनी, भाई तो बहुत अच्छी बात है. अभी अब बात नहीं करते ब्रो.